This breakfast casserole with potatoes and bread is going to be amazingly delicious. I've shown you a lot of casserole recipes for lunch or dinner. They're great ways to put together something if you have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But I want to show you that you can do the same with breakfast. The basis for this casserole is going to be some potatoes. I took 1.5 pounds of potatoes. I did not peel them. All I did is I wrapped them in wax paper and I cut slits into them and I put them in the microwave. The 1.5 pounds was about, I'd say, between 6 to 8 minutes. And then once they had cooled off, I cut them into smaller pieces. I'm going to finish that in a minute. I also chopped up 1 medium onion, about 300 grams, a large green bell pepper, and a medium red bell pepper. And then what I did is that I sauteed everything together. I added the potatoes, the onions, and the bell pepper to a pan all at the same time. And I just sauteed for 15 minutes total. I'd end up using 4 tablespoons of fat, 1 of butter, and 3 of canola oil. If you've never worked with potatoes before, they soak up oil, they soak up salt, they soak up everything. So if you're cooking potatoes, make sure you use a lot of oil. So I'm using potatoes and onions and peppers, kind of a home fries type thing. And I'm also using 4 pieces of bread. I'm using wheat bread. Each slice was 30 grams. I'm going to add 1 cup, 240 grams of sour cream. I'm using light. I'm also going to add 1 8-ounce block of Colby Jack cheese, half a teaspoon each of garlic powder, black pepper, and onion powder. I'm also going to add a pinch of salt, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. And I knew I was forgetting something. I almost forgot the onion soup mix. Here's my 1 packet of onion soup mix. There are already onions in this, so I think it's really going to help accentuate the onion flavor. I know a lot of people do a can of condensed of something soup, but I really like sour cream with onion soup mix. Here's my cheese. I'm going to get my sour cream and I'm going to add it to here. If you don't want to use sour cream, I'm sure you could use milk, maybe with a little bit of Greek yogurt. I just like the tanginess. I'm also going to add 4 eggs. Now everything is in my buttered 9x13 casserole dish, except for my 4 eggs. I'm going to start mixing everything together, and then I'm going to try it. If I want to adjust the seasoning a bit, I will before I add the eggs. As you can see, everything except for the eggs is now in the breakfast casserole. I tasted it. I took a little piece of potato and dried it, and it's phenomenal. So now for the eggs. There's 4 large eggs. I beat them really quickly. Now I'm going to add them and mix. Honestly, my guess is that I'm going to have to add some milk because bread, since I toasted it, it is very dry and it's just soaking up all the moisture. So we are inventing a recipe as we go. But like I said, I want to show you that if you have a bit of this and a bit of that, you can make a casserole for breakfast as well. Like I said, this breakfast casserole with potatoes and bread is definitely going to need a little bit of extra liquid. I'm also going to add 2 more eggs because I think that since this is a breakfast casserole, eggs are very much associated with breakfast. I think 2 more, 6 total would be good. I'm not going to add the ham, I don't think, so the extra egg will definitely help with the protein content. And I'm going to add some milk. I'm going to start off with half a cup, and I am actually using evaporated milk because I need to use this up. And I am a southern chef, and evaporated milk is very southern, so it makes sense. I put in the half a cup of evaporated milk, and honestly, I think that's going to be enough. All I did is I kept mixing until it mixed. I was tempted to add a little bit more, but if you keep mixing, you'll see that the bread will absorb the liquid. I just patted everything down with my spatula. Now I'm going to clean up the sides a little bit, and I'm going to put this uncovered into my 350-degree oven. And I'm going to bake it for, I'm guessing, 45 minutes, if not longer. I just pulled my breakfast casserole out of the oven. It was in at 350 uncovered for a full hour. My casserole looked really good, so I couldn't wait to dig in. My breakfast casserole with potatoes and bread was definitely a success. First of all, it definitely looked very appetizing. It was not only perfectly golden brown, but the bits of red and green added some nice color. In terms of flavor, this casserole was definitely delicious because each ingredient added something. Honestly, I think the best way to describe the taste of this casserole is that it was like a really fluffy omelet that instead of having potatoes or toast on the side, had the potatoes and toast inside of the omelet itself. The tanginess from the cheddar cheese and the sour cream definitely added flavor as well, as did the spices that I added. What I think made the casserole fluffy was the milk. If you've followed my channel for a while, you know that I've done a lot of casseroles in the past 6 months. This was the first casserole that was fluffy like this, and this was also the first casserole to which I added a lot of milk. That's why I think the fluffiness came from the combination of the eggs and the milk. Although I do think that a lot of people would like the fluffiness because, like I said, it was kind of like a big omelet. On the other hand, I think some people would want something a little bit firmer or a little bit crispier. Don't get me wrong, the top of this breakfast casserole, as you can see, was perfectly golden brown, so that part was definitely crisp. However, it wasn't crisp in the same way that, for example, the hash brown casserole was. So if you're looking for something that's crispy like hash browns, this isn't it. However, if you like eggs, especially fluffy eggs, and you're looking for an all-in-one breakfast casserole with potatoes and bread, then you should definitely give this recipe a try. If you don't have exactly what I used, I think it's okay. I think this recipe is really versatile and would be a good way to use up what you have on hand in order to feed a crowd. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.